Good morning, guys. I am on my way to the studio to film today's video, which I'm super excited about. Okay, I'll catch you up later. Всем привет! Hallo, zusammen! Hi, gorgeous people! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anastasia and I'm a Russian German. Let's do a super quick recap of last week's video, and I sound like a teacher, prior knowledge activation. Anyways, last week we talked about who Russian Germans are, how they ended up being in Russia. We talked about Catherine the Great, the deportation under Stalin to northern Kazakhstan. We also started tracing my family's story starting in the year 1767, and we finished off in the year 2004. Let's go and get some coffee, because it's, a necessity today. Guten Morgen! Ich hätte gerne einen schwarzen Kaffee, bitte. Vielen Dank. Einen schönen Tag Ihnen. Danke, tschüss. Coffee, a lifesaver. Okay, first things first. 2004 marks a completely new chapter in our lives, as we probably made the biggest decision in our lives to migrate to Germany. Now, this is not a decision we took lightly, like overnight. A lot of thinking, overthinking involved in the process, obviously. Pros and cons, my granny visiting our relatives in Germany prior to our emigration. I did not actually know what I was getting myself into. Long story short, the positives definitely outweighed the negatives, and here we are, German citizens! So we got the German citizenship by descent. We consider ourselves really lucky. Do we regret our decision? Not in the slightest. So the first trajectory we made was from Blagoveshchensk to Moscow. We then went by plane from Moscow to Berlin. By train, we then went to Friedland. So, Friedland is a reception center for ethnic German resettlers, ethnic German immigrants, Russian Germans like us from the former Soviet Union. A place where new arrivals are sent to decide upon the fate. This is the place where the allocation, the distribution process takes place. And we were extremely fortunate because we got assigned to Bavaria, to Munich. A big shout out to my Bavarian friends. Grüß euch! So Bavaria has become a second home to us on the planet Earth, and we are extremely grateful, extremely lucky and fortunate. It's been such a privilege. Thank you, Germany. Okay, reason number one, poverty and hardship. We've experienced poverty firsthand. We used to live below the poverty line, and it's definitely made me a stronger person, quite resilient, and I'm not complaining here. Retrospectively, I'm quite grateful for that experience. There were times that we used to eat potatoes and carrots for breakfast, lunch and dinner. I am wondering whether or not this is why the concept of intermittent fasting is so appealing to me and not a problem to skip breakfast. Okay, reason number two is massive socio-economic inequality in Russia, unfair distribution of wealth. You might have heard of the super rich Russians who make up like 1% of the whole population. And what about the 99%? Struggling to make ends meet, starving, putting in so much time and effort, but are not achieving what they are striving for. And I do not think it's okay. I do not think it's fair. If you're not part of the Russian elite, then chances are so slim that you will achieve anything in life. So we are so lucky that we've migrated to Germany, because here, if you've got potential and you also are intrinsically motivated, you can make the most of it. You can unlock your potential. Okay, welcome to the second part of this episode. I've promised you guys to talk about my integration process. But the question is, What is a successful integration? It is an unsuccessful integration, and I think we need a set of criteria. So, for my final term paper at uni in English literature, I picked this novel. I'm really into post-colonial literature, and this novel features one of my all-time favorite characters, Shanu, and so I analysed his immigration trajectory. I've come across the Canadian cross-cultural psychologist John Barry and his acculturation strategies. I will now walk you through his strategies real quick to make it all more anschaulich. So this is the cover. I've eliminated some pieces of information for obvious privacy and confidentiality reasons. This is the title. So I analysed Shanu's immigration trajectory. Let's jump straight to the acculturation strategies. And we've got, how many of them? We've got 4 acculturation strategies, okay? So we've got integration, which means high sense of belonging to both cultures. Then we've got assimilation, which is high sense of belonging to the host culture. Then we've got separation, which is high sense of belonging to the home culture. And we've got marginalization, which is low sense of belonging to both cultures. And let me show you which strategy Shanu opts for. Shanu goes with the marginalization strategy, and he has to pay a price because he is not doing well at all, both in psychological and in sociocultural terms. I mean, he is developing depression, and he's also developing ulcer, which is, symptomatic of people experiencing stress. Because when he comes to London, he had graduated from Dhaka University, so he holds a degree in English literature. But the moment he realizes that British people are not interested in his English literature degree, he cannot come to terms with it, and he suffers a lot. However, does not socialize with his own people in London. He deems them inferior. He considers himself superior. And so this is called the marginalization strategy, and it's fatal. Ultimately, he's got to leave Britain and goes back to Bangladesh. I've also opened this article, so you can find it on Science Direct. Let me show you. And it's called Acculturation, Living Successfully into Cultures. Okay, guys, we have to wrap it up, this video, and I have to say that my camera has just died, so I'm filming this element on my iPhone. Anyway, what I was going to say is whether or not I've integrated successfully into the German society, I do not know. I believe so. I mean, I've got friends amongst Germans, and I've got friends in the Russian community and in the German community and in the Bavarian community. And I've also graduated from Ludwig Maximilians University. Okay, so big revelation. My German proficiency, the moment I entered Germany, was 0. It was non-existent, because prior to our migration, I had been learning English. In the next episode, I will be talking about my journey from 0 to C1. Okay guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that you liked the content. And also consider subscribing to my channel, because I post every Saturday or Sunday, okay?